For this week's report, Exeter is helping to divert textiles from landfill with Helpsy. The town to consider the construction of a solar array at the landfill. Team presents the Red Art exhibit in the Town Hall Art Gallery. The town discusses a new police station, a roundabout on Front Street, and more at the deliberative session, and information about our newest YouTube playlist, Meeting Minutes. For Exeter TV, I'm Bob Glowacki, and this is the Exeter Biweekly Report. Let's get started. Residents in Exeter wishing to dispose of old clothes or textiles have a new way to do so. Helpsy is a free way to get rid of textiles, diverting it from landfills. Gabe Perez has more about this program.
Shirts, pants, gloves, shoes, hats, rugs, curtains, drapes. It's estimated that in just 1 year alone, America throws away 11.3 million tons of textile material. In an effort to help support our environment and divert the ever-growing epidemic of landfills stuffed with unsustainable trash, the Exeter Public Works Department has teamed up with Helpsy to take the unwanted clothes and textiles from your home to reuse and recycle them. Helpsy is the world's largest textile collection company, dedicated to keeping our clothes out of the trash. Textiles can be categorized by anything you wear, can sleep in, or dry yourself off in, which includes shirts, pants, belts, curtains, wallets, backpacks, and even stuffed animals. They are all eligible for pickup and recycle by Helpsy services. Last year alone, Helpsy was able to collect over 25 million pounds of clothes, the impact of which prevented over 320 million pounds of CO2 emissions and 20 billion gallons of water. Exeter can now continue to contribute to these numbers and help make the world more sustainable. Just last year, Exeter diverted 6,861 pounds from the landfill, which also saves the town money by lowering the cost of trash removal. It's as simple as going to Helpsy's website, helpsy.co, and selecting the Home Pickup tab. Fill out a request, and Helpsy will send their drivers directly to your house to collect your unwanted items. A process that takes less than a full minute to accomplish. If you're looking for more information regarding Helpsy, what they do or how they operate, you can go to exeternewhampshire.gov/publicworks and look for the Trash and Recycling tab and click on Helpsy Textile Recycling.
Article 6 on this year's town warrant seeks to raise additional funds to construct a solar array at the Cap landfill on Cross Road. Here's more background information on why solar is back on the ballot this year.
In 2021, voters approved a warrant article for $3.62 million to construct a solar array at the town's Cap landfill on Cross Road. After the vote, the interconnection study timeline, coupled with inflationary pressures, made the project less viable than originally anticipated. However, after the recent adoption of the Inflation Reduction Act, the town became eligible for a 30% investment tax credit for their solar array, and the project became financially feasible again. To complete the project, the town will need an additional $1.6 million to fund the solar array, most of which will be reimbursed through the recently enacted tax credits. Even with increased costs compared to the 2021 project, third-party consultants determined that the project will have no tax impact and will generate over $1.6 million in positive cash flow at the end of the system's 25-year warranty period. Local solar power company Provision Energy did a separate analysis based on different assumptions about the future of energy pricing. Their analysis showed the potential for a $4.7 million positive cash flow. Chair of the Exeter Energy Committee, Renee Allen, explains that this project fits well into the town's goals of being more sustainable, both for the environment and our wallet.
The Energy Committee and our friends have been working on quite a few projects these last couple of years. Last year, Community Power was on the ballot and you voted for it, and this year you'll be seeing information coming in your very own mailbox about it. We're going to launch this spring. In other news, this solar array that I'm standing at the DPW here, the dashboard is being reconfigured so you'll be able to see online the power that it's producing. Give it a week or so for the reconfiguration.
Detailed information about the project can be found on the town's election page under Town Warrant Fact Sheet.
While Valentine's Day was this past Tuesday, the color red is still showing in the Town Hall Art Gallery with Team Exeter's Red Art exhibit. Will Tapley visited the gallery to check out the show.
Red, a color of beauty, love, rage, fire, romance, blood, and danger. Find all of these strong emotions on display at the Red Art exhibit, hosted by Town Exeter Arts and Music. Dazzling displays of color and heart fills the gallery, and all are welcome to come and enjoy it. The gallery will be open to view on every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., and every Sunday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Visit the second floor of the Exeter Town Hall on 9 Front Street from now until February 26th to view the incredible display of local artistry. To learn more, visit teamexeter.com.
The first half of town meeting, the deliberative session, was held at Exeter High School 2 weeks ago. Here's a quick recap of the 4-hour-long meeting.
65 voters attended Saturday's session, with 33 articles presented. The warrant articles were presented by town staff and representatives, and residents had the opportunity to voice their feedback or make amendments to the articles. Article 3 regards creating a new fire substation on Continental Drive in the west, requesting a $16,300,000 budget to do so. Several residents stepped up to the microphone to express their thoughts.
We'll have a crew that can actually initiate actions and work with the crew of 3. We'll have the equipment on both sides of the railroad tracks, as stated earlier.
Is the $16,300,000 enough?
I don't want that street to look and perform like a strip.
After the discussion, no amendments were made on the article. For Article 5, they're looking to spend $798,000 to implement intersection improvements at 2 locations. A majority of the money would be used to create a roundabout on Front Street at the intersection of Linden and Pine Street, while a smaller portion of the article would be used to make improvements on Winter Street intersection at the intersections of Columbus and Railroad Avenues. Many voices spoke for and against this.
I look at this project right now, I look back at what we did back then, and I see the same problems. It sounds great, but will it really work?
I've seen roundabouts that really are a great solution. That's a very frightening intersection.
An amendment was presented to the voters. With 11 votes in favor of the amendment and the remainder voting against, the amendment did not pass. The article will remain on the ballot as written. Article 10 covered the town's budget and was introduced by Town Manager Russ Dean with a detailed presentation. Following Article 10, the town moderator expressed a need to push the meeting forward and presented the remaining articles in rapid succession, all of which will proceed to the ballot with no changes. The last 2 articles to be discussed were 2 citizens' petitions. Article 31 was on the petition of Dwayne Staples and other registered voters to authorize and direct the Select Board to keep the roadway and Swayze Parkway completely open to motorized pleasure vehicles in a one-way direction. The issue of the parkway has been an ongoing point of discussion for the town as the Select Board chose to close the parkway to vehicles during the pandemic to allow for more social distancing throughout the park. An article in 2022 was approved by the voters to make the road permanently closed to vehicles in the southern half of the parkway and allow for a turnaround by the pavilion. Many had varying opinions on this.
Their family would not be able to access this if they had a disability. Sure, they can park up at the other end. It's still quite a walk to get down there.
But the way people drive through it now is a problem.
I believe that the speed bumps might really solve the main actual issue there.
The article will appear on the ballot as written. The final article discussed, number 32, was a petition by Chris Zigma and others to create an ordinance to limit the distribution and subsequent disposal of single-use plastics through reductions and limits on all town properties. After a short demonstration, voters of the town spoke on the article.
This article is a good kick in the pants to all of us. Why the heck does it take a warrant article to get our select board to do what they should have done already?
What is the strategy maybe for helping vendors themselves figure out a way so that we don't have a beer and chili fest where we don't have any way to distribute the beer, God forbid?
The reason that we haven't done this as a full town-wide issue is because by state law we cannot. But we're a Dillon's Rule state, so we can only do what the state provides us to do.
The article will appear on the ballot as written. After all 33 articles were concluded, the town voted to dissolve the meeting and close out the nearly 4-hour-long session. You can watch the entire session on our YouTube page under the Live tab. If you're looking for any particular article or discussion, you can check the progress bar and see which parts of the meeting happen at which timestamp. The second half of the town meeting, the town election, will take place on Tuesday, March 14th. You can find all your election information at exeternewhampshire.gov/elections.
As you can see from our previous segment, government meetings can be long and hard to follow. Exeter TV is launching a new series on our YouTube page to help keep residents in the know about their government in action. Gabe Perez has more on this initiative.
Does keeping up with the day-to-day of your local community get tiring? Are government meetings boring? Isn't there anybody who can provide a clear recap of Exeter's local happenings without needing to watch 3 hours of people talking? Exeter TV's got you covered. In Meeting Minutes, we here at Exeter TV will break down local government meetings in as concise a manner as possible. That way, you can skip the fluff and get down to the nitty-gritty. Found right here on YouTube and our other social medias playlist. For Exeter TV, this is Gabe.
That does it for this week's report. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to help us spread the word. We'll be back on March 3rd for the next edition of the show. Before we go, a quick reminder that the town offices will be closed on Monday the 20th in observance of President's Day. For Exeter TV, I'm Bob Glowacki, and this has been the Exeter Biweekly Report. Have a good weekend, Exeter.